Iron Core, I recommend a mod for Dark Souls 1 called Binding of Lordran. I think you would enjoy that mod.
Please get that button. My kids are driving me crazy.
Right, you're just a forever quest.
You're looking for chicken eggs?
You're just information. God, you're not another quest, are you? Good, you went dark.
Oh, I forgot. I was going to ask you to get some fertilizer as well. Next time you're in Seafront, can you pick up 3 bounty fertilizers for me?
You suck!
Sure thing.
Monster. Or a console exclusive thing? It's a way to move units. Blighttown. See, Blighttown, I like Blighttown. I know it sucks because of the poison and the easy to fall off structures, but I like Blighttown. It's an exciting level. However, Lost Izalith is an unfinished mess. Ash Lake is boring. The Great Hollow is a fucking nightmare. So I do understand.
Ma'am, I have something for you.
The Binding of Lordran turns Dark Souls 1 into a roguelike.
Oh, what a nice young man. Now I could finally walk around without pain.
Don't work yourself too hard, ma'am.
I won't, Sonny. And here, let me give you something for all your help. Don't spend it all in one place now.
It's true. True Axiom thinks Dark Souls 3 is the worst one. What I always think is fun is like all of us have our favorites and our least favorites, but we all tend to think that these are all good games. Like, that's what I like about the Dark Souls fan base. It's usually just, that's my least favorite one. I still love the game. Don't misunderstand me. It's like, that's good. I'm glad we can be critical. Three worst levels in the entire series of the game. Lost Izalith's definitely in there. I might put Bright Cove Tesladora pretty high in there. But there's a couple places in Dark Souls 2 I'm not a huge fan of. Is there a place in Dark Souls 3 I don't like? I'm going one from each place. What's a Dark Souls 3 place I don't like? Ariandel? I like Ariandel. I like snowy places. Queen Freak, what's up? Detective Barbie. Ooh, fully vaccinated, nice. Dark Souls 2 has so many locations. Yeah, the Gutter and Black Gulch. Never mind, I take that back. You could keep Bright Cove Desidora as a good place. Irithel Dungeon? Again, I like Irithel Dungeon. It's like nice and moody and creepy. It has little screaming corpses. It has unique enemy types that are unsettling and dangerous in a new and unique way that you don't see anywhere else in the franchise, really. Like, they're the only enemies that do that. Profane Capital is the worst location in Dark Souls 3 because it's barely a level. Like, Irithel Dungeon is pretty short, but at least it has, like, strong theming going on. Yeah, but Profane Capital is just... It's a ladder, a room with poison, a bridge, and then a boss fight.
Poor girl.
Yeah, poor Yorm deserved a better level, for sure. Yor's theme deserves better. He has a good theme. Hey, sis.
Yona,
Oh, hey,
how are you feeling?
better now that I'm taking the medicine you brought.
The velvet.
Good.
By the way,
Welcome to the Velvet Majula.
are you gonna stay here today?
The coolest of the lords, but also the worst fight. He's like a throwback to Demon Souls, where the boss fights were like all gimmick fights in different ways. Not all of them, but a lot of them were like gimmick fights. And then Dark Souls 3 is just, yeah, we also got one gimmick, and you know, you get the sword and you just use it. Like, Your least favorite section of Dark Souls 3 is the location in Ring City with the poison and the angels. That is an annoying area. Yeah, he's basically a Demon Souls fight.
You bet.
Really? You'll stay with me? Really?
Yeah, Yona, I'll stay.
Yay!
Now get back to bed.
Last playthrough you didn't use the sword? Were you like using magic instead? Oh, I'm able to kick my webcam stand easily.
Okay.
Full bow run. I hear a voice. I squint and I see a boy standing before me. His hair is silver, his skin is pale, and he stares up at me with hard, glassy eyes. Just a 40-40 physical build? Not bad. Soon his lips begin to move, but no sound comes out. What is he saying? I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't. I try to leave, but something about the boy holds my gaze. I watch his face, expressionless, as his lips slowly flutter. What is he trying to say? I hear a voice. It screams, "Listen!" I die inside. Wait, is it a phrase? I can almost make it out. It starts with an S. Then there's an E. Sex. I can almost see it now. The letters begin to fall together, one after the other, faster and faster. Sealed verse. It's a sealed verse. The thing I'm looking for. The key to saving my sister. I stare at the boy with renewed ferocity, trying desperately to make out his next word. Dream. Dream? What? What the hell does that mean? Let's move again. Faster now. I can't follow them. Damn it, I can't make it out. I want to scream. I want to tear the walls down around me, but instead I force myself to be calm. I can do this. I can do it for Yona. Slowly, ever so slowly, I parse out the letters that make up his final words. Forest of Myth. Dream, 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 dream.
Just a dream. Even in my dreams, I'm hunting sealed verses.
Again, like Dark Souls 3, the reason why I go back to it so often is it's not like the best game as far as the world setup is concerned, or even like the story or lore. All of those are pretty second rate. But it has such a wealth of mechanics and play diversity, and I like it. It's a lot of fun to replay Dark Souls 3.
Morning, Yona.
What's wrong? Are you feeling sick too?
It also has the best of the endings, yeah.
No, I had a strange dream.
What was it about?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
'Cause I had a dream too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, me and this boy were playing a game together.
What kind of game?
It was called Guess the Words. I think think he made it up because I never heard of it before.
How did it work?
The boy would move his mouth, but no words would come out.
Oh, she had the same dream.
It was hard. I wanted to play hide and seek, but we had to play his dumb game instead.
So what did he say?
Yeah, best player quality of life.
I don't know. All I could figure out was dream and forest of myth.
And best modding scene, I think.
But don't worry. I'm gonna study hard so that next time I can figure out everything. We should play a game together sometime too.
Sure, Yona.
Oh yeah! You were playing some Bloodborne, right, Ironcore? You having fun with that?
Something troubling you, lad?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Come on, I need to go ask Popola something.
Bloodborne is my favorite for almost every category, even though it has the weakest of weapon diversity and build diversity. I still find myself going back to it just because it feels so good in my hands. Bloodborne's the perfect speed, I think. It just goes so fast. That's fair. Having time to really devote to it. Popola!
What's up, Popola?
Oh, hi. I just got a strange letter in the mail.
Dearest Popola, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing in hopes of bringing to your attention a certain dream issue of concern regarding recent events in Dream the Village. I was hoping I might be able to get your advice on the matter. Recently there have been dream reports, dream of a certain dream of dream, evil dream, empty, dream curse, dream, evil dream, words, dream, and dream, someone, dream.
That is certainly one bizarre piece of writing.
Who's it from?
The mayor of a small village in the Forest of Myth. It's a wooded area up north.
The Forest of Myth?
They're usually a bright and cheerful group of people. Something like this is very out of character for them. I have a bad feeling about this.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I'll check it out.
You will? But...
Don't worry about it. I've got business there anyway.
Oh, well, all right. Thank you.
And I know we're talking about the more Soulsian games. Oh yeah, Migdal's Arm and Whirligig are all I really need in life. That and the Fragment of Cause. Yeah, Kirkhammer! Kirkhammer was my, first playthrough weapon. Love Kirkhammer. Anyway, I know we're talking about the Souls-like FromSoft games, but, Ironcore, have you played Sekiro? Me and Truaxon were talking earlier about how we both need to replay Sekiro. I still have 2 endings I need to get in Sekiro. And I haven't even checked out any of the newer things they added with the DLC. Really, I should just call it an update. It didn't get, new levels or anything, so it feels disingenuous to call it a proper DLC. Dying! Alright, let's look for a dog in the Northern Plains. There's one ending of Sekiro that's illegal to get. Where you murder all your friends? Yeah. Tyrannosaurus Rex mystery solved. Oh, that's such a mysterious thing to show me there, phone. That's the problem. The endings I have left are all the bad endings. Don't run, you little jerks. And I killed a bunch of sheep by mistake. It's a very different game. Like, if you go in there thinking it's gonna be anything like any of the other Souls-type games. Because I don't consider it part of that genre. Like, it's not a Souls game. But it's still an incredible game if you like, action combat game. Yeah, rhythm game is an appropriate term for it. Because it really is, like, a rhythm game. Each enemy has a beat to them. Which is why I like the centipede dude so much. You know, when I say that, it would probably bring to mind the centipede infested people, but I mean, like, the Voldo-esque dudes who swing really rapidly. They're really fun to parry. Where is the dog? So you don't skip the phases in Corrupted Monk? It's a good fight, Corrupted Monk. Huh. Oh, it's not the dog, but I want that item. Ooh. Don't you dare be a dead dog! No!
Would that be the canine we were looking for?
No! You don't die by magic, you die via the blade so you can feel this. How dare you hurt a dog? Villains! Where are you? Who's alive still? Well, that's sad.
It's the missing dog. That poor old man's gonna be pretty upset. We should at least give him the proper burial.
You want to use them as parries. See, for me, I gave up guns in favor of always using, oh my god. Breed is, what's it called? I can't remember. I'm too tired today.
Hey, wait. I think the dog has something in his mouth.
What's he got? Axe's herbs.
It's some kind of leaf.
That lady's proportions.
This is a rather dangerous location for leaf hunting. I wager this
Shih Tzu
decision
dogs?
cost the animal its life.
Well, the least we can do is bring it back to the old man.
Best parry window
It's
is,
too bad about that poor dog. This is
the
gonna be
tentacles
hard
that
for
shoot
the
out of your
whole town
hand
to
that I
deal
can't remember
with.
the name of for some
Be
reason.
they dog or man, no living thing can escape their ultimate fate.
I give up gun for that every
That
time.
include you, Vice?
Every playthrough.
In truth, I have never considered the question. I suppose at some point in time they may simply wink out of existence.
Well, that sounds horrible.
Yes, Augur of Abretus, thank you. I couldn't remember the word that came before Abretus.
See here, lad. If I ever find myself departing this world,
Alright, we're going to the Force of Myth.
Quit being morbid, Vice. Besides, you can't die. You're made of paper.
one can always hope, I suppose.
Augur of Abretus is my only parry weapon I use. Oh, you can definitely miss with the Augur. It has a very weird parry window, but when you get used to it, you get used to it. Oh yeah, he's a very prominent voice actor. And apparently he's a regular on Critical Role. I like hearing the words when you use your weapons. I really should have brought back the dog's thing first. I will be going back to town after we're done with this quest anyway. I wonder what part of Zelda this was inspired by.
It sure is quiet here.
Such silence bodes ill. There's trouble on the way. I'm certain of it.
Sure,
You know,
Zelda.
Little optimism now and then wouldn't hurt, Vice.
Such cheek.
I'll give you another cheek. You talk back to me, book. I'll give you such cheek. I want to live in a tree, although that's going to be a really small house when you think about it. Maybe this is an outhouse. But no, here's another. Like, look at the size of the person and the size of the door and, like, the square footage that'd be in there. You got a bed. That's all you got. That's a bed.
Beware.
Excuse me?
Beware. The words.
The words? What do you mean?
Contagious words.
Ooh, contagious words.
Those who dream.
I don't know if anyone here has read or seen Pontypool Changes Everything.
Those who dream?
Hold a moment. There is a strange new sensation in my mind.
Weiss, what's with this text box? Weiss's voice rose in a quizzical way.
It is not quizzical.
What's going on?
Oh my god, is there gonna be, like, narration added? Like, infectious narration? I need that square footage, I really gotta. Nier is going to bully you now, uh-oh. The villager's body shuddered as he slowly opened his eyes.
Perhaps we should start by asking this man. Who are you?
We heard something happened to this village, so we came to see if we could help.
The mayor stared at Chris and Weiss.
You can speak to me. I must have caught you in my dream.
In your dream?
The mayor explained. In the past weeks, a mysterious disease called the Death Dream had spread across the forest of myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. Oh, live and drink, my friend. Oh shit, I forgot to check and see what the cut update was this week. And also a piece of candy. Death Dream was spread from person to person by spoken words, but before he could learn more, the disease took him as well. Weiss stared at the mayor, his mouth twitching slightly.
Now see here. Are you saying that we have been absorbed into your dream?
Well, yes. I think you have.
In other words, we've caught the death dream?
Yeah, could. Before the mayor could confirm Chris's suspicion, Weiss exploded with rage.
Ridiculous. Preposterous. Completely unfathomable on every conceivable level. I don't even recall falling asleep.
That's just how the death dream works.
Though polite, the mayor was clearly trying to brush aside the book's remark.
My remarks are not to be brushed aside, fool.
The mayor twisted his mouth into an embarrassed grimace, then quickly changed the subject to who Chris had seen and what they had discussed since coming to the village.
Something there must have caused you to enter my dream. A certain conversation, a specific word, something.
Pontypool. Chris and Weiss racked their brains but could find no easy solutions. There were simply too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations.
Grimoire Weiss does not engage in meaningless conversations.
The mere suggestion that Weiss chose his words carelessly seemed to sting his pride.
It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gasbag of a narrator. It has demolished it utterly.
Irritated, Weiss looked skyward, as if searching for answers in the heavens.
I was doing no such thing. Just leave me alone already.
The anger created by his harsh words bled over to Chris like a contagion. Wait, said Chris suddenly. Did someone just say contagion? Yes, I believe so. What of it? Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right? The mayor leaned forward with renewed interest, pushing a startled Vice aside in the process. He must have said something, right? Asked the mayor. Some specific combination of words? What was it? Welcome to Yoko Taro plays a visual novel. Oh no! It was about dreaming, or something that dreams, or... Oh, what the hell was it? A sheep, cried Vice suddenly, blurting out the first thing that popped into his head. The others stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thought, Chris's face suddenly lit up. I remember, he said. Those who dream. That's what he said, I'm sure of it. At this, the mayor produced a thick sheaf of papers from his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval at Chris. That sounds right, he said, as a stray sheet of paper floated to the ground. My notes also mentioned something about that. I bet it was the last thing you heard before you fell asleep. The mayor shook his head, his worn pencil stub tracing lines across a lone piece of paper. I feel like in a very depressing erotic novel, you could describe a penis as a worn pencil stub. Yeah. For the last month, I've done nothing but study the disease we call the death dream, he said. I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect people from whatever comes along, but I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams. Why is this cutscene text over black? It's not a cutscene, it's dialogue. And it's one of the reasons why I find the Yoko Taro video game experience so compelling and interesting, is because he likes switching genres and mechanics around, just randomly, every once in a while. I think Tom is hinting pretty strongly that we're entering into a visual novel aspect for a little while. I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams. The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face. I should probably be taking notes or something. Why is the next probably hour of the game just this? To make streamers have no vocal cords. I was really enjoying all of the completely voice-acted segments too. Vice immediately fired back. I applaud the force of will it takes to research a disease in your dreams, he said. But perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it. The mayor's hand tightened around his pencil, snapping off the tip. Again, if this... like a crappily written erotic novel. Worn pencil stub of a penis. Tightened around his pencil, snapping off the tip. Uh-oh. I've tried to escape. From the very first moment I realized I was locked inside my own dream, I've been looking for a way out, but I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I'd know about it. He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing. My village was beautiful. He said to no one in particular, and it was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. Can I have the bot auto-replace things? No, I can't. It was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. But once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all the color out of our lives. I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free. And I won't stop trying until it happens. Chris nodded in agreement. Oh, wait a sec, I didn't nod. Look, if we can be of any help, said Chris, just ask. Now hold on, I did not just say that. Silence! Cried Vice. The grimoire looked from Chris to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. Grimoire Vice's face is always confident. Thank you very much. Now see here, Mayor. You told us that nothing can exist in this dream without your knowing of it. But yet you seemed surprised to see us when we first arrived, yes? The mayor slowly raised his head, realization dawning on his face. Oh my god, he said, you're right. You're right. I had no idea you were coming. The human imagination is a limitless engine, said Vice, and dreams are the fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall search it out. Thank you, said the mayor. I don't know how I could repay you. Payment's not required. We're as eager as you to be done with this place. The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. Good luck, you two, he called out the departing forms of Chris and Vice. We're all counting on you. As Chris slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of déjà vu. Déjà vu. I saw this man once before, he thought, but where? Chris's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of the place was still a new thing, he'd been confident that he could get in, find the exit, and be home in time for dinner. Déjà vu. I have been in this place before. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction. And moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once, he'd been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree, and his hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Got a new filter in here. Now it's like hard to get the water up. Oh yeah, I ran into him as well yesterday. He was like, yeah, we should get together when we're able to actually get together. Sam's cool, yeah. He's great. Let me just clear out the old pipes, because we're going to be talking for a while. Additionally, Vice was proving to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain or physical effort, he spent most of his time urging Chris to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Finally, after Vice muttered something about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, Chris snapped. Okay, Vice, cram it for a second, would you? You don't have to walk. Chris leaned against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from his back. How could this stupid forest be so big, he muttered to himself. The moment the words tumbled from his mouth, a cacophony of insects sprang to life. Every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared at a volume that rattled his teeth. Chris slapped his hands over his ears and screamed to be heard. Vice, what's going on? Chris could see Vice's mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting at a tornado. The insects screamed. The forest howled. And then, just as Chris's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, he removed the hand from his left ear and listened to the creatures of the woods. Zree, 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 zree. Shak, shak, shak. Chichiki, chichiki, chichiki. Woo 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 wah, woo 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 wah. Shik shik shik, shik 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 shik. As the insect symphony dimmed another decibel, Chris began to detect patterns in the sound. This isn't random, he thought. It's not just white noise. It's something else. The insects weren't just calling out. They were asking a question. One, with it is lacking. Two, with it is ideal. Three, with it is dangerous. What is it? By my pages, is this a riddle? I guess so. I mean, it feels sort of forced, but maybe it's the key to getting out of this place. Then I leave it to you to answer. One, with it is lacking. Two, with it is ideal. Three, with it is dangerous. What is it? Let's see. One, with it is lacking. Two, with it is ideal. Three, with it is dangerous. I mean, a seesaw makes very literal sense. But that can be true for a secret as well. If one person has a secret... Actually, I feel like one person with a secret is ideal. Testicles, best I got. It's either secret or seesaw, but that's literally the only two answers here. A secret's more satisfying because it seems more riddly. But like a seesaw's just straight up. You can't do it with one person. 2 people works great, and when you have a 3rd person, things get a little bit unbalanced. It's dangerous. Something that's ideal with 2 people, but dangerous with 3. Oh, it's a seesaw. Vice's mouth flew open, but before he could say anything, the world suddenly shifted. Read wah! Read wah! Shik-shiki! Shik-shiki! When Chris came to, he was once again surrounded by the sounds of insects. The cries of the insects were creating words. Words he had heard somewhere before. 1 with it is lacking, 2 with it is ideal, 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? We're back again. It's a secret. Inwardly furious that Vice left the test to him, Chris sighed and gave the only answer that made sense. It's a secret. Right? The sound of the insects stopped as suddenly as it began. The forest undergrowth parted before Chris like a rippling wave, opening a new path. These forest arthropods are making a road for us, said Vice with glee. Sick burn game. Pleased at passing the test, Chris moved on with new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on a path, their journey had a purpose. I guess the forest has accepted us, huh? Said Chris after a bit. Vice spun around to face his companion. Do not mistake the will of the forest for some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads. As Vice finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, Chris picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens, said Vice. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a musical note rang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window, but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Absurdly easy, barked Vice. Now answer it. Chris grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle his companion. He's right after all, this one's pretty easy. I enter through the window but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Certainly not a bird. Certainly not a letter? Sunlight. A plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Vice softly, I've never seen such a light. Perhaps I've misunderstood the intentions of this place. Hey, look, said Chris, awakening Vice from his daze. There's a house or something over there. Glancing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Vice saw a small cottage nestled among the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Vice? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here? Chris walked over and pounded on the door. After a minute of solid banging, Sorry. After a minute of solid banging, the door cracked open and a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. Reunion, he muttered. A tattooed number could be seen on his bicep. Sephiroth, began Chris. Before he could get any further, the cloaked man held up a hand and began speaking. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but end the night with 3. What am I? Chris tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing there, but he simply repeated the question. If we wish to engage this man in conversation, said Vice, it seems we must answer his riddle. Yeah, I suppose, said Chris. Well, at least it's an easy one. I've read The Hobbit. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but at the end of the night with 3. What am I? A man. The mist dissolved from the cloaked figure as he spoke a single word. Correct. All I know are old banger riddles. Yes, we're currently in, like, I hesitate to say a visual novel segment of the game because there are no visuals. It's more of a, like, a kinetic novel we're currently experiencing. With that, the man flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity. A naked man with a worn pencil stub. proudly erect in the morning light. "You're the mayor!" cried Chris. The small man slowly shook his head. "I am not the mayor you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago, I saw a version of you that was not yourself." Sorry, what's that mean? "It will make sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the Death Dream. Now you must go to the person at the forest entrance." With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As Chris watched, mist seeped up from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from existence. When Chris and Vice returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught sight of the duo, he stopped pooping and pulled up his pants. He sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them. "Good gravy!" he cried. "You've made it! You've actually made it back!" His left hand grasped Chris's and pumped it so fiercely it threatened to dislodge from the socket, while his right seized Vice by the cover and swung him through the air. "Ugh! By the heavens, stop shaking me, fool! We have not even told you if he was successful or not." The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. "I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again." Chris withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile. "We broke the Death Dream seal," he said. "At least I think we did." The mayor's face beamed as Chris filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, the three of them laid down on the forest ground and fell asleep. Chris cocked his head. "Okay, hang on a second. This is crazy. Why don't we just lie down and go to sleep?" "Cease your endless prattle and go to sleep, fool! Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself." Chris and the mayor obediently reclined atop the grassy earth. "Have you forgotten?" continued Vice. "It is words that control the Death Dream, words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then sleep we shall. And once we do, the story will continue." With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, their breath slowing. "This is the first time," began the mayor. "The first time I've felt tired since I was imprisoned here." His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn, and he remembered nothing more. They might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had a slightly more real quality to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear they had awakened from their dream. Chris shook the mayor's shoulder gently. "Good news," he said. "Good news, everyone! I think we made it." "Oh, wow," said the mayor in an awed voice. "We did. I'm back." He blinked once and then again, as if not quite believing the sight before him. "You two have no idea how much this means. The Death Dream was spreading through our village, and I wanted to... Well, I thought I could figure out how to stop it. But I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and became trapped in my own dream." The mayor started to stand, then collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his legs as if trying to remember how they worked, then glanced at Chris and shrugged. Without a word, the young man reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. "Real life may take some getting used to," said the mayor, as a wry smile crossed his lips. "You shall relearn in short order, I am sure," said Vice. "For now, you should return to your home and rest." "No," said the mayor, swaying on unsteady feet. "No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in the Death Dream, and I have to save them." The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village, then bowed his head and prayed silently. "This is a holy tree," he explained when the prayer was finished. "It's the guardian of our village history and memories. We call it the Great Deku Tree. Superstition will only make our mission harder," muttered Vice. "We should not put our faith in the gods." The mayor shook his head. "Not the gods, the words. Legend says that our tree is home to a powerful magic known as the Sealed Verse." Chris and Vice could not contain their surprise. It seemed a gold had been found in the most unexpected of places. "I say," muttered Vice, "this is certainly a stroke of luck." As the three of them said their goodbyes, Chris mentioned the strange man who had given them the third riddle and the mysterious words he had left with them. "I once saw a version of you that was not yourself," muttered the mayor. "What in the world does that mean?" Lost in thought, he stared into space for a long moment. "You know," he said softly, "this is gonna sound odd, but I had a feeling I'd seen you before too." Chris tried to keep a straight face and failed, but the mayor didn't seem to notice. "Deja vu, right? I've been in this place before. Higher on the streets. Anyway, I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the death dream. It probably doesn't mean anything." Chris gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There's something wrong about the mayor and his words. And what exactly is going on here? That riddle would prove to be the most difficult one of all.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, we did it! We're out of the kinetic novel segment. Do some side work reading audiobooks. If I could figure out how to find that kind of work, I would happily do that kind of work. The text version of the Metal Gear Solid 3 ladder scene. Snake Eater!
Now I can finally return to a normal life.
This is one of the most bizarre diseases I have ever encountered.
I know. That's why we have to help the other villagers, no matter what.
Ooh, Dark Execution. Summon magical spikes from the ground to impale enemies. I really like...
Sealed verse. That didn't take much effort.
Yes, all a touch too easy if you ask me. It's almost as if someone was guiding us to this village.
Don't overthink advice.
Don't worry about it. As much as I like giant fisting, Dark Execution is pretty fun. I might do some Dark Lance instead of Dark Blast? But Dark Blast is like just infinite bullets. Dark Lance, the mana usage is a little bit higher. Give it the best words! You can always replace defend. Oh yeah. I do use defend for parry though. I parry from time to time. But you are making a compelling point that I could have other magic. Well, let's save now that we're done with what I'm going to call the first of the text segments.
This person must be dreaming too.
It would appear that way, yes.
Oh, we do get to enter a bunch of them. Well,
Can't say I'm very excited to go back there. That dream world sort of creeps me out.
Perhaps you should spend less time complaining and more time getting on with the mission.
come on, Vice, you can be nicer.
Yeah.
I breathe air scented with death and resist the urge to laugh, for I know it will sound like the words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? Good night, cabbage boxes. Sleep well. My box, my prison, is tucked beneath a stairway in the long unused catacombs of some infinite castle. Outside, I hear the sounds of a funeral dirge that plays without end. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. Time passes and eternity slips by in a single tick of the clock. Someone knocks on my prison. Anyone there? I hear an unfamiliar voice say. My savior. I claw at the door of my jail, embedding thick splinters into my ragged nails. I scream for help. I laugh. I sob. Surely this is a product of my addled mind. Surely it cannot be true. Help me! I cry. For the love of all the gods, help me! And possibly I hear the sound of a lock being torn out and falling to the floor. As the door slowly creaks open, I have just enough time to see a silver-haired boy and a floating book before the lights pours inside. My eyes, accustomed to blackness, explode with pain, and I'm forced to turn away. Every white load screen in a video game right there. Who are you? I ask, shaking hands, covering my face. How have you come to this place? I am Grimoire Weiss, and this is Chris. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand. We shall awaken from this nightmare together. The one known as Chris extends his hand and pulls me from the cell. Though my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom, my ears are keen as ever, and they recognize the staccato sounds of heavy rain. I never thought I'd hear that again, I whisper. Would that this were not such a terrible storm, said Grimoire Weiss. Look at your feet. I force my eyes open and see water pooling around my ankles and lapping at my shins. There's so much of it. Yes, and more comes with each moment we delay. If we do not make good our escape, we shall all drown in this castle. We know you are weak, but you are our only hope to survive this place. Time, that long-forgotten friend, made itself known again. I nodded my help and swore to save my rescuers, no matter the cost. The castle catacombs are a maze, twisting upon themselves like the endless entrails of a giant. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. Oh, and proceed north. I'm in charge. At the end of the corridor, I find a row of 20 gorgeous canopied beds resting atop a carpet of velvet. All are covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door to the next room, I come upon a shapeless mass of gray matter. It has been shoved against the side of the wall, and despite my fever, I think I see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reach out a finger and touch the piece of the mass, it turns to dust and drifts away on the wind. Realization slowly dawns, and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumbling corpses. I look from it to the beds and back again until the horror dawns full upon me. Someone has piled these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they were alive or dead, I do not know, and sanity will not permit me to consider the proposition further. I make a sound, whether a scream or laughter, I cannot be certain. Then my mind grants me merciful blackness, and I find myself opening the door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed south, and proceed north, and proceed east, and proceed north, and proceed north. At the end of the path, the water rises to my waist, exhausting me both physically and spiritually. I pray that this is the way out. Eventually I could stand the sight of the waters no longer, and so turn my eyes upward. Imagine my surprise when I see a series of paintings hanging on the faded plaster wall. Each depicts a person in the prime of life, clad in clothing of the highest quality. The styles, however, are strange to me, leading me to believe that these people had lived long, long ago. One subject wears an outfit that particularly catches my eye. It is constructed of a thin, breezy cloth and decorated with a motif of flowers and birds. One circling the figure's waist is a leather belt of the most perfect construction. It is a stunning costume, even by modern standards. As I gaze at the portrait, I am struck by a desire to touch it with my own hands. Yet as I extend a single finger to the painting, I am gripped by a most unpleasant feeling. Staring closely at the image, I see it bend and warp into the shape of another finger. Something behind the picture is pointing at me. Is another prisoner, a fellow inmate trapped for eternity in this place. I cannot let it pass, and so I seize the portrait with both hands and throw it into the water. The wall is hollow behind the painting, and inside I can just make out a body. Whether or not this is a prisoner, there would be no rescue. The poor soul is long dead. On the ground and beneath it is written, "Try finger butthole." Scraps of clothing lie on the floor around the bones. Only a small amount of the fabric has survived, but it features the same delicate designs that were depicted in the portrait. I have been admiring a row of corpses, blocked from view by portraits of each victim in their pinnacle. Enough! Shielding my eyes, I paddle forward through the water. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed south. and then I proceed south, and then I turn west. The water has risen to my chin, and now laps greedily at my mouth and nose. You dumb bastard, shouts Chris. He surely desires to say more, but the rest of his insult is cut off short by the rising water. Grimoire of Ice, wet and tattered, floats on the water's surface. It is already too late for him. This wasn't how it was supposed to end. Son of a bitch. Well, we drowned in this kinetic novel. A rip indeed. Bastards. Alright, so these are side quests, these little talky moments, right? These kinetic novels. I might do those off stream. Frickin' died. That's a lot of medicinal herbs I can't pick up. If I want a recommendation from me, your pal, I do want a recommendation from you, my pal. Is your recommendation yes? Just do those another time. After the next big plot quest, there's a point of no return. Oh. Ba -ba. Ba -ba. Ba -ba. I can do the next big plot quest and do whatever side quests I want off stream. I might do those text-specific ones off stream.
So how was the village?
Oh, it was truly magnificent. There are no words.
Oh,
Really.
Neat.
Vapor
get back to
moss,
Pogba.
understood.
She'll probably want to know what's going on in there.
I might put a little poll up in the Discord and see if folks are terribly interested in more of this on stream. Because I could always just play this all the time off stream and burn through it real fast. After that, we fail all the side quests we don't finish. Makes sense. I might as well pick it up. So bright. All right, I have at least one quest to turn in, I think. Lost egg, return to shopping. That's fertilizer. Gotta get more tails. The dog, that's right, the dog. The sad quest. I don't have terribly high hopes for the sun missing either. I'm probably gonna find a corpse with a nice hat. Second half of Nier is way better than the first. I mean, I'm enjoying every part of this so far. I am having a great time. Dog was old man. Not this old man, other old man. Down this way. Sorry, old guy. I guess you weren't old.
Excuse me, have you seen the old man?
Oh,
who
no,
lives
it
here?
was an old man.
You mean Granddad? He passed away. His heart finally gave out on him.
Oh man, looks like he went with his best friend after all. Here, hold on a second. His dog had this leaf in his mouth when we found him.
That's the herb Granddad used for his heart medication. Max must have been fetching it for him. Well, I suppose I owe you a great deal. I can't give you much, but I hope you
R.I.P.
accept
Granddad.
Such a faithful animal.
this. You think Max and Granddad are together in heaven?
I do. I'm sure of it.